Hey y'all, welcome back to another special edition of Hopped Up Beer Review. What makes it special? It's Macro Monday, and today we're drinking Fix Helles from Olympic Brewery out of Ritsona, Greece. Thanks for joining us.
What do you say? What do you know? Welcome to our beer review show. This is Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. And it is Macro Monday. Welcome to another Macro Monday. It is the first Monday of the month. So we go and visit a macro. Sometimes we've had it, sometimes we haven't. So we're going to do this one today, and we are excited about it. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. Happy Macro Monday, fellas.
Happy Macro Monday. Should be a federal holiday every Monday, first Monday of the month, right?
Exactly.
I should be off work to drink their macros. Fix Helles.
Fix Helles, yeah.
This is a pale lager. Let's bust it.
Let's go.
All right. Andy, I think you grabbed this one. Is that right?
I grabbed it. Grabbed it good.
Nice. Did you get this from Hop City or?
Hop City, yeah, out of Birmingham, and tried to get again, I want to get more international with our macros.
All right. You know, when I first saw this, I thought it said FLX. So you haven't checked out FLX.
Dan brewing his own.
Mike. Yeah, over there. We'll put a link down below. Go check those guys out. They do a great show.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Tastes like a Helles.
Well, this is a pale lager, 5%, 20 IBUs. Notes of apple and banana. First produced in 1864. Now, tasting this, not knowing anything about it, that it's a Greek beer. Jay, you just hit it. You know, it does say Helles. It's like, what does it remind you of? What we've had a lot of 2 holidays in a row.
Well, it's similar to the Advent calendars, but
yeah,
you know, it does for a Helles, it does have a lot more of that banana on it.
So
it's
light and bright beer. Yeah. This is the Fix Brewery was considered to be the first and oldest brewery in Greece. There's a reason why it tastes like the Brewer's Advent calendar from Germany. It was started by somebody named Johann Karl Fuchs, Fuchs, and I think it's pronounced in Greece Fix. So when I do the Greek translation FIX, it says Fix. So he's not originally Greek. The brewer's grandfather started brewing beer in Greece 30 years earlier. They were from Bavaria. So that's why this is very similar taste and style to our Brewer's Advent calendar. Now, before it became, in 1864, it became the first and oldest brewery in Greece. There were others doing home brewing and micro brewing, but it was only for like the military and the royalty there, not for the public. I looked up multiple sources on this history of the Fix Helles. It's kind of confusing. So somebody was killed in the process of this by robbers. And so Greece had been relying on imports of their beer and to get it to the people. So somebody, this Johann Karl Fick's family, was called from Bavaria to help, to come brew, but they were ultimately killed in a robbery uh, along their way. And so Johann Karl took up the mantle and started the brewery in Athens in 1864. It became the official purveyor to the Greek royal court, and then they held a monopoly for over 100 years. So in Greece, they were it, and so they were living large, doing all the beers. Come around to 1965, foreign breweries were then allowed into the Greek market. The first of those foreign breweries was Amstel, and I think Heineken and Stella followed not long after that. I'm thinking this has been a while since I've actually researched this thing. Now, the Fick's reputation in Greece became damaged not long after that, because this very unpopular Greek politician married into the Fick's family. So everybody's like, no, this guy sucks. Therefore, the beer sucks. We're not going to buy it. We're not going to drink it. So in 1982, the brewery closed due to bankruptcy, and it got taken over by the National Bank of Greece. They owned the name and the rights and everything. There were multiple attempts to contract out the Fick's name and brew from 1985 to 1995. There was a modest attempt of brewing it between 95 and 2009 after a smaller group bought it, the trademark from the bank. But ultimately, 2010, that's when Olympic Brewery bought the Fick's trademark in the brand and beer. So that's why it is Olympic Brewery, which technically founded around 2010. They acquired Mythos Brewery in 2015, which Mythos is another Greek beer, which our friend Joey is a huge fan of Mythos. So it's macro level because this is a subsidiary of Carlsberg Group out of Denmark, the Carlsberg beer.
All right.
I'm drinking.
So has anybody had this one? Have you had it before?
I have not. I don't think either of you have. Neither of you have logged it.
Oh, I drink it all the time. I just haven't logged it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben and I have a secret stash. He's got a keg of it.
Whenever you're in London or Liège or Nice or Rome, because if you see the around the label there, I'm guessing that's the different breweries they opened up. I did not find anything to support those cities and years, but that would be, my guess. In either of the sites that I looked up. So I just noticed that when Ben, when you put that label on the screen right before we went to review, I was like, what?
Yep. All right, I will jump in there and go first on the Macro Monday because I'm feeling it. So I will say I like to eat apples and bananas. I don't get that so much out of the beer here. Maybe a touch of apple, but I don't get banana at all from this. I put this on par with like an Amstel Light. For me, this is a very light. It's drinkable. Is it something I'm going to reach for at the beginning of the night? Probably not. It's probably something I'm going to, maybe have one after I've had a few other things. And, the taste buds are a little less primed to actually taste the beer. I think it's okay. I mean, I'm not offended by it. But at the end of the day, if I look at it compared to the Brewers Advent calendar, I can definitely tell, or I'd like to think I could tell this was a Helles in a blind taste test, if you will, because I definitely get that light. We always talk about a Helles, or we did a lot, especially with the Brewers Advent calendar, of it being just a little bit above an American macro, and I think that's probably right where it sits for this one does for me as well. So it's okay. Again, I would drink it if I had it and needed a filler beer at the end of the night. I think it's the perfect fit for that. But at the end of the day, it's not something I'm going to seek out necessarily, from a craft beer standpoint. So I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay. Mine was better when it was colder. As it's warmed up, it's turned into your typical macro. But when we had a little bit of an issue with the intro, so it delayed things a few minutes. But the first couple of sips I had, I got that banana, I got that apple. As it's warmed, it's just turned into more of a standard macro to me. My rating probably changed over the course of drinking it, which is why Andy and I always talk about don't open a beer, take a picture of it, and take one sip and rate it. I mean, you need to enjoy it for a little bit, and there are some people that do that. I mean, I'm guilty of it as well. So I I agree with you. It's probably a step above the American macros, and it's something. Yeah, I would drink again. I don't have a problem. It's good. I'll give it 6.5. One of the better macro Mondays we've had, but I really liked it when it was cold, a lot colder.
All right.
Yay.
Andy?
Sure. You could have snuck this into the Brewers Advent calendar, and I would have said this is just a German, Helles, Bavarian Helles. It is got those characteristics of it, light and clear, really easy to drink. You can tell, it's like we said, step above the macro, but I mean that's a Helles. I mean it's light, clear. It's not going to be a bold flavor, and that's what it's meant to be. It's not offensive, and I'd have another. I like it better than most American macros in that flavor profile. It's got a little sweet kick to it. I was thinking the same as Ben. I'm going 6.0 on it.
The difference is when we talk in these internationals, price point. When you talk macros, we normally think of things being cheaper, if you will. When you get into the international macros, that's not necessarily the case. So this is not something you would sit there and have a filler beer full of this, unless you lived in Greece or Europe. I mean, some of our viewers over there could probably get this cheap, but for us, it's Andy. I don't know what you paid for it, but it probably wasn't as cheap.
Definitely. Just walking around, put in the
Yeah,
cart, put in the cart.
Take my money.
yeah, and I appreciate it. I love expanding our audience and our inventory base.
Yeah, we just do this. We're trying to get what's the badge for like how many different beers you have on
Yeah.
Untapped.
Here's
That's
the
all the reason
world.
Beers of the world.
yeah, that's all the reason we started the show. Just to up our Untapped scores. So anyway, maybe we'll
Get
share
you
that
another
one day.
badge.
Exactly, another badge. That is going to be a 6.2 for the fix. Helles, definitely one here on a Macro Monday. If maybe you've been to Greece, maybe you've had this in Greece, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about it. Maybe you live in Greece. I don't know. If you're watching this in Greece, we definitely appreciate that. But let us know what you think about it. Yeah, I mean, this would be, we need to know. Do I need to try to order a keg of this from Greece, because it won't ever happen? But no, let us know what you think about it. And for Macro Monday, I think this one's been a fun one to try. And as Andy mentioned, we're trying to get a little international here with Macro Monday. So definitely be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell so you don't miss any international Macro Monday. We would definitely appreciate that, and it is absolutely free to do. So we also are on social medias. Links are below. Come say hey in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server and chat with the three of us and the others who are there with us. We would like that as well. Lastly, if you have any interesting Hopped Up Beer Review merch, shirt, koozie, glass, we got that too. We got you covered. Christmas is coming up, and that's always right around the corner, right? So grab something. Go ahead and order now before supplies run out. For Andy in the attic and Jay, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
I didn't give my glass. We would have had the trifecta.
Yeah, slacker.